Approximately 6 million killed. Approximately 1 million have so far fled to other countries as refugees. Approximately 7 million are now internally displaced, and approximately 2.8 million are food insecure. Yet the crisis in the Congo is showing no signs of slowing down. The violence involving militant groups over territory and natural resources, extrajudicial killings by security forces, political violence, and rising tensions with neighboring countries is ongoing as we speak. Many studies have been labeling this country as the poorest country on the planet, synonymous with political violence and corruption. But wait, hold on a second. Something is missing in this conversation. We need to examine the never-ending crisis in the Congo in relation to the rest of the world's tech industry in order to understand why the DRC has known no peace for decades. It's been referred to as the deadliest war in the world since World War II. Even though violence in the Congo may be a result of a complicated brew of geopolitics, ethnic and national rivalries, and competition for control of minerals, the obvious, less talked about catalyst is the developed world's insatiable thirst for cobalt, coltan, cassiterite, and other colorfully named minerals found in the DRC that make the world's electronics industry go round. You see, this vast country is home to some of the world's largest untapped reserves of strategic metals, and if the country was able to efficiently extract these resources, it would generate $24 trillion in revenue at current market prices. That is enough just by itself, with no other economic sectors like agriculture or tourism involved, to transform the DRC into one of the most developed countries in the world. But tech companies are scrambling for supplies of four main minerals whose trade fuel violence: tin, tungsten, gold, and cobalt, an ore containing tantalum, which is used in electricity storing capacitors common in electronics. In a smartphone, for example, tin is used to solder metal components together, while tantalum is used in capacitors which store electrical energy. Tungsten is used in the components that make a phone vibrate, and copper alloys are used in circuit board connectors. Interestingly, while companies like Apple, Intel, Tesla, and Microsoft put out extensive reports on conflict minerals every year, stating that the minerals they use do not support armed groups, do not pose labor violations including child labor, do not involve human rights abuses, nor do they originate from dangerous environmentally destructive mines, the situation on the ground is the reverse. Minerals from eastern DR Congo are shipped mainly to middlemen in Malaysia, Thailand, China, and India, according to UN reports. The companies buy minerals elsewhere and mix them together, but Congolese ore, although a small percentage of the total, is cheaper, according to Resource Investor. Activists say that buying products that contain the conflict minerals indirectly allow rebel groups to continue a conflict characterized by its brutality, including the murder of civilians, violence against women, and conscription of child soldiers. Since 2020, the DRC has had the highest number of child abductions globally, most of them forcefully recruited to be used in combat or support roles such as guards or spies. Following years of widespread protests against United Nations peacekeeping forces, which have been accused of abusing civilians and labeled ineffective by officials, Kinshasa recently ordered international and regional contingents to leave the country. Warring factions, which include a mix of renegade Congolese army troops, alleged Rwanda-backed Tutsi rebels, and fugitive Hutu fighters from the 1994 Rwandan genocide, control mines and trade routes and sell minerals to international traders and smelters, who in turn sell them to electronics companies, generating an estimated $200 million each year. In a country where earnings average only $584 a year, to the local population, mining is a direct source of livelihoods for an estimated 2 million artisanal and small-scale miners, who are paid peanuts compared to the big players. Rising demand has led cobalt prices to quadruple in the past 2 years. The country produces about 2/3 of the world's cobalt and is estimated to sit on top of half the globe's reserves. So it's not difficult to see why foreign corporations and their governments have become more incentivized to, one way or another, stay involved in the Congo crisis. Accusations alleging foreign corporations finance armed group activity to fuel corruption so that the DRC does not efficiently extract resources, does not negotiate for better profits, and does not effectively collect taxes from foreign miners. With the status quo maintained, is it even a question who benefits the most from this crisis?